Younger women hate when older guys do this. 7 unattractive habits. Younger women, like anyone, seek authenticity and mutual respect in relationships. When older men display behaviors that feel patronizing, dismissive, or overly controlling, it can create an uncomfortable dynamic. One common issue is when older men treat younger women as if they are inexperienced or naive, making assumptions about their needs, desires, or emotional maturity based solely on their age. This kind of condescension can be frustrating and alienating. Another behavior that can be off-putting is when older men overly focus on their life experiences as a means of asserting dominance or superiority. While wisdom and experience are valuable, using them to belittle or overshadow a younger woman's perspective can undermine the equality in the relationship. Additionally, many younger women dislike when older men exhibit a sense of entitlement or expectation that their age and experience should automatically grant them certain privileges, whether it's in decision-making, control, or even in their approach to intimacy. A lack of consideration for mutual boundaries and desires can create a sense of imbalance. Ultimately, what younger women want is to feel seen and heard, respected for who they are, and valued as equal partners in the relationship. Genuine emotional connection, trust, and open communication are far more attractive than any attempt to impress with age or experience. Chapter 1. Talking down to her. One of the most unattractive habits that older men can have in relationships with younger women is talking down to them. This often manifests as assuming that because of their age, they know better and have all the answers. Older men might unintentionally make decisions for their younger partners or dismiss their ideas and perspectives as less valid simply due to age differences. This can create a feeling of inequality where the younger woman feels like she is not being heard or valued for her thoughts and experiences. Younger women, like anyone, desire respect and validation for their individuality. When an older man assumes a superior position based on age alone, it can feel patronizing. The key issue here is the lack of consideration for the younger woman's emotional intelligence, life experiences, and independent thinking. Even if the older man has lived more years, it doesn't mean he automatically knows more about her needs, desires, or emotions. By belittling or minimizing her perspective, he misses the opportunity to create a deeper emotional connection based on mutual respect. What younger women ultimately seek is an equal partnership where both individuals contribute and share their unique perspectives. They want to feel like their opinions are taken seriously and that they are valued for who they are, not just as someone who needs guidance or mentorship. An older man who listens, respects her thoughts, and engages in a two-way conversation will create a foundation for a healthy, balanced relationship, whereas talking down to her only fosters resentment and emotional distance. Chapter 2. Overcompensating with age and experience. Older men often feel the need to emphasize their age and life experience, thinking it will make them more attractive or authoritative in the eyes of a younger woman. They may frequently talk about their past, recounting the lessons they've learned or the challenges they've faced, believing that these stories will help them connect on a deeper level. However, when this happens too often, it can create an imbalance in the relationship, making the younger woman feel overshadowed or dismissed. It may also lead her to view him as more interested in showcasing his own wisdom than genuinely getting to know her. While wisdom and experience can undoubtedly be valuable assets, they should never be used to dominate conversations or to diminish the younger woman's own views and insights. When an older man overcompensates by constantly referencing his past, he risks sounding self-centered or unrelatable. Younger women, like everyone else, want their experiences and opinions to be acknowledged as important. If the focus remains solely on the older man's life lessons, it can alienate the younger woman, making her feel as if her voice doesn't matter. For a relationship to thrive, both individuals need to contribute equally to the conversation and mutual understanding. Rather than using life experience as a way to gain approval or validation, older men should aim for open and balanced discussions where both partners are seen as equals. Chapter 3. Acting like a savior. A common issue in relationships between older men and younger women arises when the older man adopts a savior mentality. This is when he feels the need to rescue or protect the younger woman from her problems, challenges, or even from making mistakes. While it might come from a place of care, this behavior can quickly become overwhelming and patronizing. The younger woman may feel as though she's being treated like a damsel in distress, incapable of handling her own life, which undermines her sense of independence and self-worth. Younger women, like anyone, want to feel empowered and capable of making their own decisions. They seek a partner who values their autonomy and respects their ability to navigate life on their own terms. When an older man takes on the role of the savior, it can create an unhealthy power dynamic where the woman feels disempowered or infantilized. Instead of offering support in a way that allows her to grow and solve her problems, he may inadvertently reinforce the idea that she isn't capable or mature enough to handle things independently. A healthy relationship thrives on equality and mutual support. Rather than positioning himself as the savior, the older man should strive to be a true partner who listens, understands, and provides encouragement when needed, without taking control or overstepping boundaries. By respecting her ability to handle her own life and offering guidance only when it's requested, he can foster a relationship built on trust, respect, and empowerment. The best support comes from being there as an equal, not as someone who feels obligated to fix everything. Chapter 4. Expecting to be the alpha. One of the unattractive habits that older men may bring into relationships with younger women is assuming that their age and life experience grant them the role of the alpha, or dominant partner in the relationship. This mindset often manifests in decision-making and control, where the older man feels entitled to call the shots or prioritize his preferences over hers. Whether it's in choosing how they spend their time, what they do in the relationship, or making major decisions, the belief that the older man should be the unquestioned leader can create an imbalance and ultimately harm the relationship. Younger women, like anyone, want to feel that they have an equal say in the relationship. They desire to contribute their thoughts, ideas, and preferences without feeling overshadowed or disregarded. When an older man continuously asserts his dominance, making decisions without consulting her or disregarding her wishes, it can create feelings of frustration and resentment. She may start to feel like her voice is silenced and that her role in the relationship is secondary to his, which can erode the sense of partnership and mutual respect. The foundation of a strong, lasting relationship is based on collaboration, communication, and shared decision-making. A healthy dynamic is one where both individuals respect each other's opinions and desires, regardless of age or experience. Instead of assuming the position of authority, the older man should strive to cultivate a relationship based on equality, where both partners are able to contribute to the direction of the relationship. This fosters trust, mutual respect, and deeper emotional connection, allowing both partners to feel valued and heard. Chapter 5. Assuming she's interested in an older guy stereotype. Older men sometimes fall into the trap of assuming that their age is the primary reason a younger woman is attracted to them. They may lean into the stereotype of the older, wiser, sophisticated man and think that this persona is what draws her in. However, this can be problematic because it reduces the relationship to a superficial dynamic based on societal expectations rather than a genuine emotional connection. The younger woman may feel as though she is being valued only for the fact that he is older, rather than for who he truly is as a person. When an older man focuses too much on the age gap, he might overlook the fact that the younger woman is likely drawn to him for qualities beyond his age, such as his personality, values, or shared interests. If he continually emphasizes his role as the older man, he risks creating a relationship where he feels more like a figurehead of experience than a true partner. The younger woman, in turn, might feel objectified or as if her own preferences and desires are secondary to the image of the older man she is with. This can stifle the emotional depth of the relationship and lead to a sense of imbalance. For a relationship to flourish, it needs to be grounded in mutual respect and genuine connection, not in stereotypes or assumptions. An older man should take the time to understand what truly draws the younger woman to him and appreciate her for her individuality, rather than leaning on age as the defining factor of the relationship. By doing so, he can foster a more authentic and fulfilling partnership where both individuals feel valued for who they are, rather than for the roles they assume due to age. Respecting each other as equals, regardless of age, is key to building a strong foundation for lasting connection. Chapter 6. Disrespecting boundaries. One of the most important elements in any relationship is respect for each other's boundaries. Unfortunately, some older men, feeling more experienced or knowledgeable, may disregard the younger woman's personal boundaries, whether emotional, physical, or intellectual. They might assume that because of their age or the dynamics of the relationship, they have a better understanding of what the other person needs and therefore feel justified in crossing lines without consent. This can happen in a variety of ways, from pushing for more intimacy before she's ready to imposing their opinions on her without considering how she feels. Disrespecting boundaries can lead to a serious breakdown in trust. Younger women, like anyone, want to feel comfortable and safe within the relationship, both physically and emotionally. When an older man dismisses her boundaries, it can make her feel as though her needs are secondary or unimportant. This lack of respect can create feelings of resentment and alienation, as she might begin to feel that her comfort and autonomy are being ignored. Over time, this can lead to emotional distance and the eventual end of the relationship, as it undermines the foundation of mutual respect. A successful relationship is built on understanding and honoring each person's boundaries, regardless of age. Older men need to recognize that even though they might have more life experience, it doesn't give them a free pass to overstep or control the other person's choices. It's important to have open communication about what each person is comfortable with, and to be patient in allowing the relationship to grow at a pace that respects both partners. By respecting her boundaries, the older man shows that he values her as an individual and is committed to building a healthy, balanced relationship where both people feel heard, respected, and safe. Chapter 7. Neglecting the romance. In relationships, especially those involving an age gap, it's easy for older men to assume that they no longer need to keep the romance alive. After all, they may have been through several relationships and feel confident in their emotional maturity and stability. However, the belief that romance is no longer necessary can be detrimental to the connection with a younger woman. She, like anyone, still desires affection, attention, and effort to keep the spark alive. Neglecting the romantic aspects of the relationship can make her feel undervalued and taken for granted, even if the older man believes that his stability is enough to maintain the relationship. Romance isn't just about grand gestures. It's about consistently showing care and appreciation for the other person. For a younger woman, knowing that she is desired and cherished is essential for emotional fulfillment. When the older man assumes that his age and experience are sufficient to keep the relationship intact, he might fail to prioritize the small but meaningful acts of kindness, affection, and thoughtfulness that sustain intimacy. This can lead to emotional disconnection and feelings of being neglected, as the younger woman might start to feel as though the relationship has plateaued or that she's no longer being pursued with the same enthusiasm as before. To foster a healthy, thriving relationship, older men need to recognize the importance of ongoing romance and effort. It's not just about providing financial stability or emotional security. It's about continuing to show love, affection, and appreciation, no matter how long the relationship has lasted. Simple gestures, like thoughtful compliments, surprise dates, or heartfelt conversations, can go a long way in maintaining the emotional connection. By putting in the effort to keep the romance alive, the older man demonstrates that he is still invested in the relationship and values his younger partner, ensuring that both feel loved and appreciated as the relationship grows. Conclusion. In relationships, particularly those with an age difference, mutual respect, understanding, and genuine connection are key to building something lasting and meaningful. While older men bring wisdom and experience to the table, it's essential that they avoid falling into habits that can undermine the dynamic with younger women. Treating a younger woman with respect, listening to her, valuing her opinions, and honoring her boundaries is the foundation for a healthy relationship. Behaviors like talking down to her, overemphasizing age as a source of authority, or assuming a dominant alpha role can quickly make the relationship feel unbalanced and uncomfortable. Younger women seek partners who view them as equals, not as someone to be saved or controlled. By being mindful of how they communicate, showing genuine interest in their partner's individuality, and maintaining romance in the relationship, older men can ensure that their actions don't inadvertently create distance or resentment. Relationships thrive when both partners contribute emotionally, respect each other's needs, and continue to foster connection in meaningful ways. In the end, the most attractive trait an older man can offer is the ability to be a caring, attentive partner who sees his younger counterpart as an equal. A relationship built on shared respect, communication, and mutual admiration will always be more fulfilling than one where age is the focal point. By avoiding these 7 unattractive habits, older men can create a deeper, more harmonious bond with their younger partners and ensure that their relationship is both lasting and satisfying.